Yo, welcome back to the house where we talk news, celebrities, and hot topics. Y'all, it's 2024. I got a DM from somebody and it said, "Are you on vacation? Get back to work." And I'm just like, first off, did we not all just experience Christmas and New Year's Eve and New Year's Day together? Do y'all know that I had to go to Christmas Eve parties and that I had to do New Year's Day dinner and that I had to bring in the New Year drunk? Okay. Do y'all know that I had to celebrate these holidays, that I had to go holiday shopping, that I had to prepare, this very YouTube channel for 2024, okay? Trying to book guests, trying to do interviews, book event space, photo shoots, try to figure out some content so it's not a boring year. When I tell you guys House of Aaron 2024, we're going up. This era is called House of Aaron Season 2. Okay, Season 2, 2024. So listen, it's super exciting. We have some exciting things. Listen, the first video of the year is featuring the Zactivist, my friend Zach. He has so many pages, the Zactivist on TikTok and Instagram. He has 3+1 Media onto YouTube. Everything will be linked down below. It's people, politics, and pop culture. He also has Zach and ATL, which is his food page. He's so smart, so insightful, so engaging. He is, talking about a lot. Okay, we're talking about T.I. and his big toe fetish. We're talking about who else? Jackie, Married to Medicine, Quad, the fate of Real Housewives of Atlanta. We're talking about who else are we talking about? So many things. Trump, a lot of politics, Kamala Harris, the Democrats, the Republicans. Who else? Fox Soul, Funky Dineva, Mia Thornton and her new boyfriend, Mr. Incognito. We get into some things. Nene leaks in her show with Zeus that got canceled. Allegedly. So listen, stay tuned for that. It's going to be interesting. Now listen, here's a warning, a disclaimer. My microphone was fucking up the entire time and I'm pissed about it. As a professional, as a perfectionist, I am really sad at the situation. So the video may be a little bit choppy, so bear with me, okay? I told y'all that this year is going to be crazy. It's going to be great. But of course, it ain't going to be perfect, okay? So yeah. Let's see. I think that's it. Oh my God. And house rules for you guys, okay? You cannot, I repeat, you can no longer watch and not subscribe. So let's go ahead and get into the video. Bye. Happy New Year. So listen, oh my God, so today I woke up and I got sent all of these messages about T.I. and Tiny. And you know how now listen, I don't want to be messy, but I find it interesting that T.I., Tiny, Kandi, and then Manietta, okay, came onto this very couch and said that she does the threesomes. Now, having consensual threesomes and then sexual assault is two different things, but it's really interesting that they all are kind of like into that freaky deaky type stuff. Anyways, we learned today that T.I. and Tiny, they're being sued. There's a lawsuit, and apparently this woman was sexually assaulted, and T.I., I guess, penetrated her with his big toe. And this is not the first time we heard about T.I. and Tiny doing some freak shit.
The allegations, I'll say this. I have not researched the settlements that have come forth and the allegations made against T.I. and Tiny. I have not researched what has actually made it to civil court, what the findings have been. I don't know if any of these cases have actually made it to court. I don't know if any of these cases have actually been settled. I will say that a number of people are going to target certain people. And once one person starts with the allegations, other people may come forward. I'm certain that you can be sexually assaulted with a big toe, but I really need to know more about this case before I jump on the T.I. and Tiny bandwagon. On the other side,
here's his big toe.
I've seen the big toe.
Oh, you saw the big toe. Okay.
I've seen the big toe.
Y'all want to see the big toe?
I've seen it.
His
I will
feet
say
are
on the
cute.
other,
He just needs a pedicure.
I will say on the other end, and I hope that he was not playing foot games with anyone unpedicured. Because
I kind of like my man to have I don't want them to be perfectly manicured. Like, it's okay as long as they not like crusty and black. But if it's like this is fine. Like it's a little
So
overgrown.
you're getting penetrated by with toes?
No, I don't want to be penetrated
I'm
by
just
a
saying,
toe.
if you're
I
going
don't-
to be someone who does toe
because
penetration
of the
and
okay,
you
right.
have a nail, you could
Yeah,
cause
yeah.
damage
You're right.
to her. You could cut her with your toe.
That's true.
And, but what I was going to say was, even though I do find that there are a lot of people who may be taking advantage of situations, I want to say that 95% of abuse victims are actual victims of abuse. 95% of the time, we find out that those who come forward with these abuse allegations, they have been abused.
Mhm.
And so I also say that's a reason why we want to always say, listen to and believe all victims. But I need to see more from this. And again, the Jasmine brand, in my opinion, is not a reputable source of news. So until I see this on a more researched, more validated news
Why?
source,
Because Jasmine brand is black.
I'm not giving it air, because Jasmine brand spreads misinformation. And I can think of several instances where she has come out, or that brand has come out, talking about Kamala Harris, talking about the Biden administration, purposely trying to misconstrue things to the black community. I do not value the brand. I do not. And it has nothing to do with Jasmine's race or the race of her staff. That has nothing to do with it. Because I give very little credibility to a number of white
came from
bloggers
TMZ.
in the same space.
This originally comes
I don't
from
give
TMZ.
I don't give TMZ a whole lot more credibility. Only the only reason TMZ gets a little bit more credibility than Jasmine Brand is because they have more money to put into investigative journalism. And I'm not saying they do it well. I'm just saying they've done it longer and they have more funding.
According to TMZ, the alleged victim believes while she was at the club with the couple,
Aaron,
they
in
spiked her
2024,
drink.
I'm going to need it to come from a reputable news source.
After
That
the
the
party,
citations come from CNN, ABC, NBC, CBS.
they allegedly
I
went
need
back
it to come
to a
at
hotel.
least from MSNBC.
Well, it's a lawsuit, so the source is the person who's making the claims.
And I think that we
So
have
it's
to
not-
be very careful in 2024. Just because someone files a lawsuit, that we don't give it too much air. Before I'm willing to say and jump on an attack against T.I. and Tiny, I need to see more evidence in the case. I could file a lawsuit against you today and say that you,
and we would talk about it.
that you
and read
forced
it.
me to penetrate you with my toe. I could.
How do
There
you
could be
force somebody to?
Oh, well, that's something the courts will have to decide, Aaron. The courts will have to decide that. And we can't decide that until it goes to court, but yet it could become mainstream news. I'm not saying it's not true. I'm not saying not to trust all victims, but what I am saying is I personally need to see more to give it
That
more
lady
air.
got
And I'm not
scratched with
giving it air.
T.I.'s big finger toenail, child. Allegedly. Okay, moving right along. Ain't that interesting though? Okay.
It's not interesting. I
That's
didn't find that
interesting to me.
story interesting.
No.
I found it to be salacious and clickbait. And I want us as a black community to do better in 2024 and stop giving a platform, making space to these ridiculous things that actually just are like low-level vibrational bullshit.
Well, why is it that people are always coming out about them though? Where there's smoke, there might be fire. Like every freaking year is something about this couple.
I am not saying
Like
that's not the case. I'm not saying that's
what's
not the
going
case.
on.
Listen,
your people sign
there's
NDAs like Kandi and them.
NDAs. I think that the NDAs expire at certain periods of time. I definitely believe that T.I. and Tiny have engaged in a lot of very different, fetishy, open-minded sexual activities and proclivities that may go out of the mainstream for a number of people in the black community. I also believe because they do that, people may take advantage of
The situation and their celebrity. Yeah.
and their celebrity status.
Makes them vulnerable. Okay.
And I think that's why it's very important for people to really consider those things
Yeah.
before they do it.
I don't believe it until, well, how would we get evidence? Maybe it'll go to trial. Maybe
if it goes to
settle.
trial,
What if they settle?
either one. If they settle,
And what does that say about T.I. and Tiny?
then they settled.
Okay.
I think that a settlement is an admission that there is some validity to the claims made.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Color Purple. I saw it once in theaters, maybe like 2 days after Christmas. Whoopi was in it. She made a cameo. That was cute.
Yeah, because you people came to the internet and made a big deal about a feud that wasn't really
Why
valid.
didn't Oprah go on The View? Why she ain't go on to The View?
You know, Aaron, I think there's a lot of reasons as to why why Oprah wouldn't have gone to The View.
Why?
Like, number one, Oprah may have been double booked. Oprah may have already had a previous, let me finish. Oprah may have already had a previous commitment. I watched Oprah on the Sherry Shepherd show. She was there. She was not there with the rest of the Color Purple cast. I saw Oprah being touched on, felt up, and rubbed all by Drew Barrymore. And the rest of the Color Purple cast wasn't there either. Maybe filming for The View was happening at the same time as filming for those other shows. It could be something as simple as that they made the executive decision to split up for promotional purposes, because it's really rare that you're going to have a whole entire group of people, a whole cast and production dedicating their time to be at one place at the same time.
So this was definitely one of those moments where the microphone was fucking up, but I'm going to use this as a reminder to like the video and please subscribe if you want more content. We're going to get into The Color Purple, the actual movie, okay? We know Whoopi and Oprah don't fuck with each other, okay? Oprah said, yeah, let's just give Whoopi a 3-second, 3-second cameo and whatnot, and let's keep it moving. And she'll be damned if I show up there to The View. Oprah didn't even want to pose with Taraji P. Henson. What made you think she want to, be all cozied up at The View with Whoopi Goldberg in them? Okay, not a chance in hell. But listen, we actually talked about the movie, so let's get into it.
So when I say I give this film a C-, it's not because I'm comparing the film to the original film or comparing the film to even the book. It's because I'm comparing the musical film to the musical stage play, and it did not compare. It wasn't as good. Fantasia was still good in this, but this production didn't allow her to be great. And that's why, for me, it was a C-.
Choreography was cute.
It was good choreography.
Just timing and pacing, I think, was just weird.
Yeah, there was a lot that was omitted from the filmed musical as opposed to the stage play musical. And a lot of that had to do with the community chorus as well as the true nature of Suge and Celie's relationship. And I feel as though they cheated viewers by not including it.
Which they had a full-fledged relationship.
They had a more developed, a fully developed relationship in the musical on stage with beautiful songs. And for any of your viewers who are watching it, if you just want to go to YouTube and search Heather Headley's Too Beautiful for Words.
Who did she play?
She was Suge in the second run.
She's an amazing singer.
Her voice, she was the best Suge.
Mm-hmm.
And I understand that Taraji P. Henson is an Academy Award-winning or Academy-nominated actress, and you want that big name, but this should have that role. It should have gone to Heather Headley for her vocal ability. It should have been her.
Yeah,
because that's where the film, the acting excellent. The singing, solid, but it wasn't.
Was that her
great.
Singing? When I was watching it, I was like, I didn't know Taraji P. Henson could sing, but apparently she sung in Hustle and Flow or something.
Yeah, whoop that trick.
So while watching it in the movie theater, I'm thinking, okay, that's a vocalist, just singing. She's just lip singing. But apparently
that was them singing.
Oh, okay. Huh. For her to play a singer, they should have had a more seasoned singer. Yeah.
I think
Heather Headley is an amazing singer. But maybe Heather, I've only seen light-skinned women play that part with the original movie, and then Taraji.
Heather played it on Broadway.
So maybe that's why
they
didn't cast her.
But also, Jennifer Hudson played the role. I went back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I've seen The Color Purple 3 times. And I went back on Broadway for the 10-year revival. Was it 15? I think it was 10 years later. And then the role was being played of Suge by Jennifer Hudson.
Mm. And who was Celie?
It was Cynthia Erivo.
Oh. Ain't she anti-black?
I don't know about that.
Okay. Speaking of anti-black, they was calling Funky Dineva anti-black. Remember that when he was talking about Chloe Bailey and how she's not cute?
Funky Dineva has had anti-black claims through a number of comments that he's made.
Well, they call everybody anti-black. I feel like they call everybody that.
They ain't never called me anti-black, and I know they ain't never going to.
Well,
because I'm blackety black.
Well, Funky Dineva, he apparently is no longer on Fox Soul,
which is anti-black.
Fox Soul, why? Because
it's Fox Soul.
Okay,
let's make no mistake about it. Fox Soul is Fox News' attempt to infiltrate the black community with coonery and bullshit. And those who sit there are typically leaning into that. So make no mistake, they might be cool and purple and, shucking and jiving for the culture, or so we think, but we know who pays the bills.
But how come no one talks about Fox? Like the network television channel.
If you watched 3+1 Media on YouTube, you would have seen me at multiple points on lives talking about Fox News. I'm never giving them a break because of what they own. They also own Tubi. The same people that own Fox own Tubi. So
everything.
It's not like Fox sold it. I'm not saying Fox is anti-black, and they have an agenda that I feel is that works against the best interest of the black community. That's what I will say.
Tubi movies are low budget.
I'm not saying that
because they want to push a narrative that this is black people.
I don't believe that.
This is their community. Look, world, they're hood.
I don't believe that. I will say that I am thankful to see aspiring performers, producers, and productions have an opportunity for a larger platform via Tubi. My opinion about Tubi is out. I don't believe that the Fox News network has as much say on Tubi as what they have on the programs they sponsor, like Fox Soul. Their internet spinoff aimed at black people.
Apparently, they're not sponsoring that much because Funky said that he wasn't getting paid. They took a pay reduction.
He said $20 a show and then 17 to go more days. That's the example that he gave.
That's the example that he gave. Right. And he said that he can make more money on YouTube than he could on Fox Soul, which I don't understand why you wouldn't just get 2 bags. Do Fox Soul and do your YouTube at the same pace. But I guess for him, it's like an opportunity cost. I'm spending time up here when I can spend time.
Aaron, you do maybe 2 or 3 days of work per week on your YouTube.
That's right.
Yeah. I want more. I think that your viewers want more. You give your people maybe 2 or 3 days of work a week. And that's just, as Marlo, that's draining to you, right? That's draining.
Yes.
Ooh, today drain me.
Today drain me.
Right. So, yeah, you want to get on your scooter and then get up in your rolling chair and go right to bed.
Mm-hmm.
That, so you got to think about that. What's Funky Dineva's real name? Latham? Quentin Latham. Quentin is having to do this work and this prep. He is prepped. I have to give him credit. He is good at what he does as an internet personality. He's researched. He preps. His reads and shade and jokes they flow with good melodic timing. He probably does a little planning for that.
I think he's so smart.
I don't take that from Quentin.
He has such a interesting POV.
But all that to say, $20 a show, multiple hours for that, it's not worth it. That's not worth your time. That's not. I'm just saying. I don't think. I agree with him. It wasn't worth his time. He could put more of that money and more of that energy and more of that time into what he's doing for himself, because he would make more money on his YouTube, making more videos on his YouTube.
How do you feel about Al Reynolds?
I've never liked him, and I never will.
Has he ever spoken about the thing with Star Jones? Why does everybody forget that?
I don't think anyone's forgotten it. But I also don't think that he has to. My dislike of Al Reynolds has nothing to do with Star Jones. It has to do with his lack of research and his lack of knowledge around the topics that he speaks on.
Oh, yeah, because he said Aunt Karen was a Trump supporter one time.
It made no sense. You were too lazy as an internet journalist to even research the woman and look at the pieces of her content.
If they getting paid 20, producer getting paid 10. So the producer didn't prep.
These shows don't have heavy production, Aaron, and they don't. I believe that Al married Star because
and now is he gay now?
I believe that Al is. I think that Al, maybe he's openly bisexual or pansexual or some damn sexual.
Have you ever talked about his sexuality?
I don't know. I have never cared enough about Al Reynolds to research that.
Okay. Because I'm just like, we're talking about everybody else, but I feel like your life is one big mystery. And I don't like that. You think you're above it all. Wendy Williams kind of felt that way too. And it's like, girl, you're going to be talking shit about everybody. Like, we don't even know who you like.
Does Al talk about everybody? I don't watch it. I've never watched the show.
I mean, well, yeah.
Never watched it. I've only seen clips of maybe the 5 viral moments they ever had, because they haven't even had a lot of viral moments.
Speaking of Claudia Jordan, former housewife, present housewife, Mia Thornton, she has this new boyfriend. See what I did there? Da-da.
It wasn't great, but it'll do.
I tried. Mia Thornton has this boyfriend, and I knew this weeks ago. I knew who it was weeks ago.
Should have broke the news.
But I was being I don't know why.
Being lazy.
Yeah. There you go. Clock it. Clock my T. Incognito in Atlanta.
Yeah, he's like a radio DJ. Never heard him on the radio because I don't listen to any of that. I'm an NPR listener. I wake up, and if I'm in my car, I'm listening to NPR or I'm listening to YouTubers like you. I never am listening to like Hot 97.9 or 107.9 or 103.3. I'm just not. But when the story broke, I did research the young man, and he seems to be very good at what he does.
Okay.
So as a radio personality in Atlanta, and I think that he has a lot of talent. And hopefully if Mia and him are truly together and it's a real relationship and not one of these stage ships, then hopefully they'll be happy.
So does he have any kids? Do you know? Since you did some research.
You know, I didn't see that.
No,
but I'm sure he does.
Ex-wife.
But I didn't see any of that.
Okay. He looks shorter than her.
He is shorter, but I think she likes short men because Gordon is short.
Okay.
I think Gordon's like 5. They say this man is 5'4". I think Gordon's 5'6", but that's what they say.
What I don't understand is I thought that Mia was this gold digger and she was leaving Gordon because, you know, he ain't got the money no more and the brothers and the uncles and cousins stole the business. But on the show, she's saying, oh, I want you to retire. And he's like, well, I want to secure the retirement. I don't understand that. And now she's with this man, and this man, I mean, I'm sure he's successful and all, but I don't see him having too much more money than Gordon.
I definitely don't think that he would have as much money as Gordon had when Gordon was actually running the business that he was running. So I don't think that Mia would be with him for his money.
The new guy.
I don't know why he would be with Mia at all. I don't see him wanting to be with Mia. But I don't know. That what Mia got.
You don't see Incognito wanting to be with Mia.
I don't.
Really?
I do not. He may like older women, but there are a number of older women that he could probably easily have in the city of Atlanta, who would happily be with him, that he would not have had to go to Potomac to play with Mia.
Well, Carlos King is saying that Mia is the future of Potomac.
Carlos King says a lot.
And I think that's ridiculous.
He'll say a lot to get clicks and views on his show, okay? And that's just what he does. Carlos King will say anything, and the next week he'll say something totally opposite, and he'll stand 10 toes down in it, and that's okay. That's Carlos. He's a Libra. They constantly go back and forth to balance the scales. So Mia Thornton is not the future of Potomac. She is not the past of Potomac, and she is not the present of Potomac. She is a very minor castmate and an even more minor figure in the Bravo universe. She has no relevancy whatsoever, and it's really wild to me how people on social media will try to make something be much bigger than what it is.
Yeah, because I didn't think it was that big of a deal.
They're saying, oh, she's going to be the center flute. She doesn't even deserve a flute.
Harpo, who is this man? And did that. First off, she been said that she moved on. Now we're just putting a face to the name, and the face is not, you know.
If it's true, again, the one thing that we know about Mia Thornton is that she's a liar. She's a liar. And I think that a lot of these Bravo cast members will create fictionalized relationships for the sake of the show and the sake of their continuous storyline.
So you think that's what it's for?
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying it happens.
I just think how old is she? She's having a midlife crisis. Why would you leave your man at 70?
I don't know if it's a midlife
to go with
crisis.
this man, you know, in Atlanta for what? He doesn't have more money.
Do women have a midlife crisis?
I think so.
Typically, it's men that have a midlife crisis.
Too, because it's not making sense to me. Like, you were probably in
Mia
a rut
is
and
39 years old.
Her life was boring, because why would you just get up and leave your man like that?
Mia's 39 years old, so she's not yet midlife.
I think Potomac is really bad this season. None of the ladies gel.
You know, I will say this. I don't agree with you. I don't think that Potomac is really bad this season. I think that you people who do this YouTube commentary full time are overly critical of black programs on Bravo. and it needs to also stop. I think that you guys will see mediocre performances of entertainment burst of not even continuous entertainment on Salt Lake City, a burst of entertainment. And you will declare it the best reality show of all time. You will see 1 or 2 good episodes of Vanderpump Rules and get them an Emmy because that's what you do. But our black shows give you decent quality entertainment week after week, but it's not good enough because it doesn't top the best episode or the best season that they've done. And it's unfair because no show can live up to the best episode standard that you people have set for them. And neither can those cast members. So all you're doing is taking high quality reality stars and you're grinding them down, you're burning them out, and you're making their production teams create false narratives in hopes of chasing a standard or an expectation that isn't reachable. And you ruin it all. And it's not fair. Do that to the white shows too. Do that to Dorit. Do it to Dorit and
Beverly Hills is bad this season. Beverly Hills is not great this season.
I'm just saying, do it to them. Do it to Sutton. Do it to Heather Gay. Do it to those
Salt Lake City kind of came through, but Beverly Hills is trash.
I'm not. I don't watch any of it. I'm just saying, be fair in what you do. I don't think the show is bad at all. I think it's been extremely consistent. Let me finish. It's been extremely consistent. I would give the show a solid B-, but in no way is a B- bad. It's good enough. It's slightly above average this season. The future of Potomac, however, is definitely dire because they're allowing cast members like Giselle to produce. Giselle Bryant adds little to no value on the show. She has no value, but yet she is sitting here saying that she won't talk to Candace Dillard-Bassett, who is the hottest cast member on the show. No, I'm not saying it. I'm saying when you talk about this year, year is a storyline. This year is a talking point. Next year is the lack of the futures. That's what I'm saying. This year, okay, we see it play out. If they continue it, the show has no future. And so that's what I'm saying. What's the future of Potomac? Yeah, I think that it may not have a future.
Don't talk to Giselle. Candace don't talk to
But what
Giselle.
I don't want to see is a reboot or a recast. I want to see them cancel the show.
You just need to get rid of 2 people.
Cancel the show. If they can get it together. I want to see Candace Dillard-Bassett lead the show. I want Candace she's done 5 years. She is building a strong career as a musician and as an actress. I want to see Candace's time freed up to do more of that because she's good at it. I also want to see the Real rebooted. And I want to see Candace Dillard-Bassett on the new Real, right alongside someone like Tiffany Cross, like TikToker Culture Unfiltered.
Okay, wait a minute.
I want to see more for her. I want to see Wendy do more.
Why do y'all want to see the Real rebooted but didn't support it when it was on?
Or a show like the Real.
I'm confused by that.
What I'm telling you is it doesn't have to be the
more
Real.
For her.
I want more for her.
Wendy wants to be the
and
talk
I
show
want to
host.
see a substantive black women cast on a show that has substance. And if you put the right women on that type of a show, it'll have substance.
You're talking about the talk show.
I don't want to see Sister Circles. I don't want to see whatever that crap was that Foxhole had. I don't want to see the Real. I want to see
Queens and Cocktails.
Yeah, Cocktail Queens. I don't want to see Cocktail Queens. I want to see a show with some substance. Because right now, black women have there's an urgent need for the voices of black women to be amplified.
You had it and y'all didn't like it.
We didn't have it.
The Real.
It was not.
Sister Circle. And they both got canceled because y'all wasn't watching.
They were not doing the work. You can sitting here running out where you're talking about gossip and tea all day and you're talking about nails and coffee and you're talking about plush pillows. That's not the work. They didn't have the intellectual stamina across that cast to do the work. When I'm saying when you bring together Tiffany Cross from MSNBC, or even better, if they could have a coup and they could steal Simone Sanders Townsend from MSNBC and put her on like a new show. That's the anchor woman. Then you put Candace Dillard-Bassett there. You put Culture Unfiltered. She's a TikToker. You put her there to talk about cultural issues. The music girl, right? And you like someone from that social media world who has a lot of knowledge and extensive knowledge. And then you find a good black comedian
Okay.
who is young, not a
Y'all
Z-Way.
hated Lonnie Love.
And I hate Z-Way, not a Z-Way.
Yeah, I don't.
Not somebody
I
who's gonna
wouldn't
run
say
up behind-
hate, but I don't understand. If I was to do interviews like her, people would.
But bring
boo
in a
tomatoes.
young black comedian.
Okay, wait a minute. What
La
network?
Milan. Bring
what?
on La La Milan.
She's had her time and day.
Her
Girl,
time is
go.
never over.
What network is going to trust Tiffany Cross?
And maybe you could bring on Venus or Serena.
What network is going to trust Tiffany Cross?
Every network needs Tiffany Cross.
Is she trustworthy? Because last I heard, she was using her company card for these luxury hotels. The one hotel, the Edition, Ritz-Carlton, allegedly, room service,
I would think that,
black cars.
Now, I know as a black man working in corporate America, as I do, I will always take the cheapest option, the cheapest routes, because I know that my expense reports are looked at. But I also know, right, that there are people who work in corporate America, not for my company, but for other companies, who don't do that, who aren't black, who do stay at the top hotels, who do go to the most expensive restaurants, who expense for themselves on like when I am eating out and I'm traveling and I get 3 meals on the company card, I'm not going to spend over $25 for that meal. Even when my meal is over $25, I'm going to say put $25 on this card and the rest I pay out of my personal card, because that's the policy. And I don't want any exceptions made for me. But I know that's not the case for other people.
It's about a pattern, though.
So here's the thing.
You can go to an expensive
Aaron,
restaurant.
here's the thing. How do you know that Rachel Maddow wasn't doing the exact same thing?
I don't.
How do we know that Chris Matthews?
But what I do know.
So why is it that we would
is
give
that these
higher scrutiny
networks-
to Tiffany, and also on the other end of it, right? How do we not know that when Rachel Maddow at MSNBC,
she brings ratings,
was also
she pays for
Tiffany
her
Cross
she pays
was
for her room service.
Tiffany
her
Cross.
show.
Let's talk
is paying
ratings.
for
Let's
the
talk.
hotel.
Tiffany Cross
was
had
on the
the
weekend.
highest rated weekend program on cable television.
I like her. No, she's dope.
Across Fox, CNN, and MSNBC. Tiffany's show was #1 of all cable
No, she's
television
dope.
shows.
Yeah.
So again, Rachel was not probably, could have not only been doing the exact same thing at the Ritz-Carlton, but we all know that Rachel was making more money. So Tiffany could have been undervalued and underpaid and was like, I'll get my money on this. If I have to do this and I have to go here, I'm going to.
And you think that's okay? Okay.
I'm just telling you why possibly it happened. What I don't think is okay is that I still don't see Tiffany Cross on my television doing what she does best.
Yeah, that's a good question.
We don't, when you have those kind of network contracts, she could not be allowed to work.
Compete.
Yeah, you have for a year or even 2 years.
Yeah.
And I think it's unfortunate because we're missing out on a black voice that is needed at a pivotal time.
Okay, speaking of women who are being canceled, Dr. Jackie, now paging Dr. Jackie, Dr. Simone. Who's your favorite on Married to Medicine?
My favorite on Married to Medicine,
Like,
Mariah
who's the
Huck.
show? Okay, currently we love Mariah,
Mariah
the
Huck.
creator, the EP. But currently,
None of them. Sweetie.
I love Sweetie.
Yeah, you know what? I forgot about her. So when you say who is the current, the best person on the Married to Medicine show now is Sweetie. I actually quit watching the show. I stopped watching Married to Medicine when Mariah left. I was so angry about it, I stopped. And, I stopped. And I started back actually this season because of Sweet Tea. I was like, this is going to be interesting. I'm going to watch. And it is not disappointed.
Thoughts on Jackie saying that black women over-exaggerate and they complain and they cry wolf, and that's the reason why the doctors don't take them seriously.
Internalized
And then years
racism
later,
that she
she's
didn't
going-
realize was inside of her, that came out in that interview, that probably is a part of her thought process that she needs to thoroughly examine, and she needs to continuously be held account for it. And and it's a very, very, I haven't made content around this particular topic because, Jackie's from Mississippi. My mother and both sisters suffered severe post-pregnancy complications as a result of, medical neglect. So it's a personal issue for me. And I've just chosen to really try to center black women who've had those experiences because I was extremely offended by what Dr. Jackie said, and I thoroughly dislike her. I've never liked her on the show.
Because of that? Oh, okay. So you didn't like
she's
her.
boring.
Okay.
She's boring. But now, she's now intolerable. Before, I didn't like her on the show. I could tolerate it. I will not be watching Dr. Jackie on Married to Medicine. When Dr. Jackie opens her self-righteous, highfalutin mouth, I'm going to fast forward it.
Now, did you see the season where Buffy was on there and Jackie exposed her infertility? I thought that was disgusting.
And that should have been enough for me. And I'm disappointed in myself and the man that I was then for still watching the show.
What is Quad's place on the show? They're trying to like ice her out. It's weird. Like, I don't know what they're doing, but then they want to keep her on.
Quad has been iced out of the show.
Yeah.
And that's what it is. That's what they've allowed to happen.
And do you want her to stay on? I mean, according to Mariah Huck, you're not married to medicine, my love. But neither is Phaedra. So I'm confused. Phaedra was supposed to have a doctor that she was dating. They broke up in the middle of filming. We never got to see.
We will see what happens now that Quad is off the show, and that's the remaining episodes without Quad will inform for all of us whether or not the show can be viable without Quad. I do not think the show has been viable since season 5. Okay, the ratings have always been low. The show has always been on the verge of cancellation. It's kind of like Family Karma. It's a show that they'll bring back just because.
To fill up space.
It's to fill up space.
Yeah.
I don't know if Married
like
to
Kandi
Medicine is going to be a viable. I don't agree with that statement. Bravo has never.
Because they're going to get rid of them women. So they was like, Kandi, you've held us down for 15 years, baby girl. You know, Kandi is the queen of Bravo, especially the black side of Bravo. So they're like, you know what? We're going to renew your show. It was $2.50 to make. It's cheap. And when ain't nothing else on TV on the roster, we just put your up.
Aaron, what you said.
You know that's the truth.
That's not true. And what you said,
it got canceled.
I'm not going to let you do that.
It got canceled.
It's
and now
back.
they renewed it all of a sudden.
You said that Kandi and the Gang was filler TV. A filler show is one that gets brought back for multiple seasons because there's nothing else in this place. They gave us one season of Kandi and the Gang, and they didn't give it a chance. But I want to go back, and I'm going to do some research because I don't know this for a fact, but I want to compare the ratings of Kandi and the Gang with the ratings of Vanderpump Rules in the beginning seasons or the same season. Okay. So let's see who had the most, viewers then. Because I would, they're going to bend over backwards to make a show like Vanderpump Rules successful, and they seem to be bending over backwards to ensure that a show like Kandi and the Gang is not successful. The racial politics at Bravo TV are disgusting, and we contribute to it with the commentary that we give on Beyonce's internet.
I've always said
you're part of the problem.
No, I've always said they deserve a second season. It makes no sense for a reality TV show, especially when it's about relationships, to have one season. It doesn't make sense. You have to give the cast and the characters time to cultivate and become stars. You have to give them time to cultivate real storylines.
Well, we're in agreement with that.
I've always said Kandi and the Gang deserves a second season.
We're in agreement.
But the fact is that they canceled it. The second fact is that they're thinking about bringing it back. And so my assumption is that, well, maybe it's a parting gift because they're going to fire Kandi and everybody else from the Real Housewives of Atlanta. That was just my, 2-cent conspiracy theory. I could be wrong.
They may do that because of you people. And the continuous commentary you gave because it wasn't good enough to meet your high expectations.
It wasn't
of
good
black
enough. We didn't
TV.
have enough Courtney. We didn't have enough Marlo. We didn't have enough of the queen, Sonia Richards-Ross. And I'm so sad to see Sonia go. She took RHOA out of her bio again. Why do y'all hate that beautiful black woman, that beautiful Jamaican woman?
She adds no value to the show. She's worse than Mia. But moving on back.
You a damn lie.
I'm not
y'all
going to argue this with you.
Crazy.
I'm not like. You love Sonya.
She's
and that's wonderful. But at the end of the day, she has no value. She's horrible on the show. Let her move on.
She was an ally for Marlo when Marlo had no allies. Do you want everybody to kiss the ring of the mayor of Atlanta? You know Andre Dickens doesn't control Atlanta. Kandi does.
Well, I'm glad. She's a worthwhile mayor. I would vote for Kandi 20 times over.
This is Kandi's house, okay? Nene built it, and Kandi has the deed, child.
It's Candyland.
It is.
I'm a proud resident of Candyland.
I'm on step 1. What is it called?
I don't know step 1, but I like Peppermint Lane. I'm happy to be there. I love Kandi.
What is the state of the Real Housewives of Atlanta? What do you want to see happen?
Oh, they can cancel it.
Really?
Cut it out. Like
They're not going to
it.
cancel that show.
Let it go because there's no way.
It's the biggest black show on there. They're not going to cancel it.
No, it's not good enough for y'all. There's no way you can make y'all happy. So just end it.
Yeah,
because
Portia will make me happy.
They're going to constantly redo and reboot and reshoot, trying to make a fan base that's toxic happy. Kill it. Let the fan base die because you people, there's nothing they can do. I'm sick of y'all because y'all can't ever be happy. You're impossible to please.
What about a Real Housewives of Atlanta Legacy Ultimate Girls Trip?
All those girls trips are stupid. No, they're not good because you don't have enough time for real storylines to play out. I like real,
but if they already know each other,
TV.
They'll just be catching up. Like, Nene, what's been going on? Why did you sue Bravo? Why did you boycott the network, Nene? Nene, why were you on this campaign deleting Bethany Frankel from your page? Apparently, Nene was supposed to have a show. She even stopped. Okay, the tea is that she was supposed to have a show on Zeus. I think she broke it off with Zeus because she started this campaign to get back on Bravo.
I think if Nene went on Zeus, would you pay for it?
I would watch it. I mean, okay. I'm watching Zeus now. I'm not paying for it.
I've never watched.
I'm not paying for trash TV like that.
I've never paid for not one dime.
But apparently, Nene's out here saying that they stopped her bag with that. That Bravo, NBC Universal stopped her developing show with Zeus. Is that your boyfriend? Okay, so
no.
All right. Politics, Trump in the 14th Amendment, Maine and Colorado. I think the Secretary of States or whatever their courts.
Irrelevant.
What do you think the Supreme Court is going to do?
There's no reason for us to continue to give this powerless man power in this country. We're living in a time where the 46th president of the United States of America, Joseph Robinette Biden, is seeing historic economic accomplishments, historic job creation, historic unemployment numbers being exceptionally low, continuous falling prices in gas, continuous wins against inflation. But no one's talking about it because we're allowing Donald Trump, a twice impeached loser, suck up all the air. I understand that legacy media does it because they want the clicks, the views, and they want to keep you at a level of anxiety that is slowly killing you and causing you to lose your mind. But that's not what we have to do on Beyonce's internet. We can speak the truth and we can deplatform. There's no reason to continue to amplify Donald Trump.
How do you deplatform the number one candidate on the GOP side?
Let him win a primary. We have had you have crowned him number one. These polls that may or may not be valid have called him number one. I'm not saying he's not number one, but what I'm saying is if we give him that title, let him at least win a couple primaries. Because don't forget that in 2016, he did not win the Iowa primary. Ted Cruz won the Iowa primary. So here we go. Before any primary ballot has been cast, we're crowning him the winner.
Well, I'm just basing it off of the
legacy media news.
Quinnipiac and
you're basing it off of what they do. But I'm saying that what we do on the internet has to be, in my opinion, more faithful to what the people need. Because we're not.
Well, the people don't want Biden. I agree with you. The economy is doing better. The gas prices are down. Inflation is down. Those are the facts. The economic indicators, all of them suggest that the economy is doing better. But a lot of people don't feel that way.
Because they are listening to legacy media tell them that that's not the case. Prime example. Yesterday, the first black female president of Harvard University was forced to resign. And the headlines talked about plagiarism. No one read through the article. No one fact checked to find out that the claims of plagiarism came from outside of the actual people she's supposed to plagiarize from. That every single person.
Okay,
that's not why. We
break
know that's
it down
not
for
why.
Me. I don't understand.
But that's what the headlines are saying. Is why she resigned. Every single person she supposedly plagiarized from said this wasn't plagiarism. Maybe it wasn't cited the way it could, the best way, but it wasn't plagiarism. Yet she resigned because of plagiarism. We really know the real reason that this black woman was forced to resign is because she made statements that people didn't agree with, that some would say were anti-Semitic.
Okay.
Even though they were not. But that's what media does. They're the ones who determine the narrative. And so if they want the narrative to be that Joe Biden is a failed president, that black people don't like him, that's what's going to plaster all over the news. And they're going to keep it running. And they're going to use people like Charlemagne the God, Gadfly, Leonard Helvey, to do that work for them. And we run with it.
Who?
And the Jasmine brand we talked about earlier, these people run with these false headlines to make the black community think and feel a certain way.
Why they feel like Kamala Harris
what
disappeared?
I'm saying is that your job on this internet is to speak truth to power to your platform, to your network.
Where's
to
Kamala
the
Harris?
people who believe in you.
Where's Kamala Harris? They say she's in a bunker in Biden's basement. I'm letting you know what the people are saying. I've seen her, but the people feel like, where's Kamala Harris?
The people don't feel like that.
So you're saying it's the media brainwashing the black community.
Stop it. Leonard Helvey said that on Fox News, where he's being paid to be an op to the black community.
Who is that? Charlemagne the God.
That's his name. Leonard Helvey? Leonard McHelvey?
He goes by Charlemagne the God.
I refuse to call this man any kind of God. God of shit. The shit God. I'm not doing that. I'm not calling him, he can sit here. I'm not the shit God. So, again, that's what he said. And so then we want to run with it. And let me finish.
That was recent,
the people don't say. The people know. 80%. Listen, no, you need to look at polls. And the over 80% of black voters are giving Vice President Kamala Harris high approval ratings, higher than President Biden.
I saw a poll that says 63%
of black voters.
I don't know. Maybe
I have not seen anything like that.
Young black voters. I don't know.
I don't know what you're talking about, because
her
popularity with black voters are exceptionally high.
I'll send you the video.
So I don't want. But again, they have an agenda to push. And it's winning.
I see your point. I agree with you. I think
if
they
you want to know
headlines.
where Kamala Harris is, all you have to do is look online.
Yeah, it's on her
But
website.
Because you don't want to look online, you give more credibility to Charlemagne the shithead than you give to Vice President Kamala Harris. Charlemagne, who I don't know his education. I don't know how this man has learned to do what he does. But I know Kamala's education. I know about her being educated at Howard, her continuing her education. I know her political record. I know what she's done to be where she is. But we discredit black academics. We discredit black politicians, and we praise black entertainers. We praise these people who have absolutely no credibility earned in the field, and we listen to them continuously. That's what we do. We are the problem.
I agree with you. I see her,
and that's what my whole platform is focused on. Is combating the problem.
2024 general election matchup. Suffolk.
I said I want you to look. It's a Suffolk. I want you to take a moment, and I want you to go and look at what black voters. That's my focus. That's what I'm talking about. Black voters and Kamala Harris.
Okay, black voters.
Because that's who I talk to.
Black voters, Hispanic voters, young voters, 63% to 12%.
Joe to Donald. I'm talking about Kamala.
We were talking about both of them.
We were not.
We were talking about the White House administration.
Kamala's in a bunker. You said right there, Kamala's in a bunker.
I didn't say Kamala is in a bunker.
You did.
I said they feel that way.
And I said they don't.
And they do. I'm telling you, they do. They don't. And Charlemagne the God, they've been saying it before Charlemagne said it.
They feel Fox News. The problem is Fox News made that their talking point, and you guys run with it.
Listen, a lot of regular schmegular people don't pay attention to politics like you and I. So they probably don't see it. They don't turn on the news. They're not reading the headlines about what's.
Let's be honest about the vice president.
They don't know.
Stop.
They're not. People aren't in tune like that.
These people you talk about,
they're not in tune.
Have never understood the work of a vice president. Okay. These people have never seen a vice president. So why would they know
what she's doing?
But the point that she's doing nothing or that she's invisible when you've
it's
never.
Not true.
It's from the media who made it the story.
It's their perception. And their perception is reality. We know she's doing stuff. We see it. They don't see it. They're not in tune. We know the economy is doing great, but they don't feel it. It's about their perception. I agree with you. It's wrong. It's a fact that the economy is doing better. It's a fact that Kamala Harris and Joe Biden are outdoing things. And it's your job
to combat it.
Well, I tried, child, but listen, at the end of the day, I feel like if y'all want Donald Trump back in office, this country deserves everything bad that's coming to it.
I firmly agree with you.
And I done told all of y'all hoes to go vote.
I'll never tell anyone who to vote for.
I'm telling y'all to vote for
no,
Biden over Trump. Yes.
I'm telling you to vote for who you want to vote for. You vote your heart. You vote your conviction.
Hell
and you
no.
vote for who you can live with. My job, I believe that God called me to educate. And you do what you want to do with the education that you receive. All I can do is speak truth to power. I can't control anything else except me and my vote. And it's going to be with Joseph R. Robinette Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris.
Amen. Amen. Future president.
But again, I feel like there's never any reason to talk about Donald Trump yet. He has no power here.
Okay. Well, thank you, Zach, for coming on to the show. This was so great.
We haven't. What are the other topics?
That's it.
We didn't talk about anything of worth. There was no valuable discussion.
There
about
was
politics.
lots of valuable discussion. What
Where's
else? What else is going on? I don't know. What else is going on? I just showed you the polls. 63% over 12%. We talked about Kamala's not in a basement. We talked about the fact that Biden is out. The economy. What else? I don't know what else is going on. Carlos Santos has been disqualified.
Who is Carlos?
He's been impeached.
Santos.
What's his name? Carlos Santos? George Santos, child.
George Santos.
George Santos.
That was borderline racist.
No, it wasn't.
Call that man Carlos.
George Santos. Yeah.
That may have been enough for now, but I'll come back. When there's,
I'm trying to think what else is going on.
It's just the set. This is just the set, like third day of
Nikki
January.
Haley in the Civil War. She doesn't want to say the word slavery.
Pointless. None of that's valid.
Well, see, I like stuff like that because that's juicy. Ooh, Nikki Haley, they're calling her racist. I like stuff like that.
But nobody cares. Here's the thing: no one who is voting for her
cares about that. You're absolutely right.
And anyone who cares isn't voting for her.
Yeah.
So that's how the media is controlling a narrative, and we have to break free of that narrative. And there are better political narratives to talk about, like why the media won't cover the economic indicators. Why is it that when gas was high, when we had gas going up a penny a week, it was in the news every day. But now that gas is falling 3 cents, 4 cents a week, not one mention.
I do agree with that.
Those are the types of things that we have to talk about more and give more insight into it. We have to talk about things like the fact that you had a young man, Connor Hilton, in Friendswood, Texas, who shot and killed one of his friends, and while a third one hid in the bathroom, but he was given bail to be able to go home. He killed a man on December 23rd, was shot 2, was going to shoot 3 because he had got a brand new gun and he wanted to use it. 17 years old. He was given a revolver for Christmas gift. And he wanted to use it. So he decided to kill his friends. No anger, no argument. I just wanted to commit homicide. And he was given...
Wait, speaking of shootings,
letting out of jail. He was let out of jail on bail so he could be home with his family on Christmas. How is that even feasible?
Where is this?
Texas. But again, those are the types of things that we need to talk more about.
What happened to the Malik Joseph story?
Malik Joseph.
What happened to the Malik Joseph story?
Malik Joseph
did.
Do
people call you Kurt?
No. Malik Joseph did his little stabbing with his mini knife. And
allegedly.
He went to jail and he got right back out.
Oh.
And I'm not certain that charges were actually filed. That's still undetermined. We don't know if there were charges filed.
Are you going to do a story on it? I'm afraid to talk about it, so I may have to bleep the name because I don't want to be stabbed.
You know these people? I don't know these people.
Well, I've seen him at Friends.
I've never seen these people.
Okay, well. Thank you, Zach, for coming on to the show. We have, so there's this activist.
Yeah,
TikTok.
so, I just did. So I need you to follow. I am fighting for my 1,000 viewers. This is ridiculous that I can't even get 1,000 viewers.
You need 1,000 subscribers.
I can't even get a damn
4,000 watch hours.
That seems
links
impossible.
Are down below. It will be.
I'm gonna
on the
quit.
Screen. It's not impossible.
I'm gonna throw in the towel.
They love you, and they're gonna love this because you just went in on me with Joe Biden.
I just tell
and
the
stuff.
truth.
They're gonna love it.
Maybe.
So you guys follow. He has multiple pages. Everything will be linked down below.
3+1 Media. I need some watch hours. I need some followers. We have a big interview dropping this week. But you will, once it's post, very soon thereafter, if not before, we have a great interview with Felicia Cannon from Big Brother 25, my personal favorite player of the season. A really revealing interview. You know, we have a different interview style.
We do.
You are from the, I'm trying to think, what journalist are you most like?
I don't think I'm like any journalist.
You know, a little bit like Karamo if he had a reputable platform. I would think so.
Wait, what?
A little bit like Karamo if his show had
Why do you
value.
hate him?
I don't hate him.
He's so cute, isn't he?
No. But I don't hate him. But I don't like that brand of like, you know, I don't like hurting people or tearing people down. I feel like it's kind of productive. Whereas I really like my interviews to be very, like, I want it to be empowering to the person.
You want to make the guests really comfortable and
Oh yeah, always. I want it to be
Yeah.
about you. When you are on my platform, it's like being in my house and you'll be welcome.
Mhm.
But I also want it to be something that you can use, where it's like of benefit to you,
Mhm.
and your brand grows from the experience. You can take clips, whether you know that you can use and put on your social media, and it's going to be a benefit. So there are hard questions that you would ask someone that I'm probably not
right,
willing to
because
ask,
as a viewer, I'm gonna ask the questions that I would want to know at home.
and I'm not going to
And
always do
and
that.
That's just that's how I am.
I'm not going to.
Al Reynolds. So the Star Jones thing. Like, I'm never gonna have nobody on the couch and not bring up the obvious shit. Like, what a waste of an opportunity. But I'm always gonna do it in a respectful way. It's never gonna be rude.
You know what, Jason Lee, you're like a Jason Lee, and I'm like an Oprah Winfrey.
Boom, there you go.
There you go.
All right, thank you, Zach.
Thank you for having me here.
Bye. Yay. All right. So listen, I hope you guys enjoyed. So much more. I want to bring on more guys. So I think you guys are going to have more guys on here. I want to have some bloggers on here. You know, hopefully some more reality TV stars. It's going to be a super exciting first month of the year. I hope you guys are ready. Because like I said, House of Aaron Season 2, 2024, it's going up. Okay? I don't think they're ready. They're not ready. Listen, I love you guys. It's literally 10:53 at night. I've been working all day. I'm tired, child. I'm a bit delirious. But listen, I love you guys. And don't forget to create a great year. Like and subscribe. Love you.